Now, I know a lot of you guys are out there on Twitter and you see a lot of the stuff that people are posting about the Bloomberg terminal alerts. So I do want to talk about this in a little bit more detail because a lot of people are pushing the story that Bloomberg terminal is telling that broker dealers need to increase their margin requirements and things like this because AMC or GameStop is about to squeeze. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's true, but I also don't necessarily think it's false. I think it has a lot more to do with the Federal Reserve announcement on interest rates and inflation that's going to be coming up later this week. So I want to discuss that. We're going to go over some of these terminal alerts that are out there and see what they could mean. And yes, it absolutely could be a good thing for the squeeze if AMC stock is affected by the volatility. So if all of this sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. And look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description for Webull. Super simple to set up your account. Any deposit's going to get you at least 5 free stocks right now. And then any $1 crypto trade is going to get you your choice $5 in free crypto. And then you guys get crypto exclusive exchanges as well. Let's go over some of these terminal alerts first, and then we're going to talk about maybe why we could be seeing them. They're basically all related, and a lot of people are pushing the story that they're related to AMC, they're related to GameStop, they're related to these short squeeze, and I think that they're probably related to market volatility. So let's discuss, and then we'll figure out. We'll figure out if we think they're related to short squeezes or if we think they're related to market volatility. So all of these occurred today. And it says, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission urges broker-dealers, market participants, and to remain vigilant to market and counterparty risks amid heightened volatility and global uncertainties. Staff statement. We've got broker-dealers should collect margin from counterparties to the fullest extent possible. It's from the SEC. Concentrated positions of prime brokerage counterparties pose particular concerns. Broker-dealers must seek data to determine counterparties' aggregate positions. Staff urges broker-dealers to stress test positions with proper severity in light of the current events. And finally, there's a lot going on in the terminal today. SEC urges broker-dealers to monitor risk management limits closely intraday and escalate any breaches to senior management. Guys, clearly, there's an underlying theme in all of these different notifications and announcements today. It's that the market is very volatile, and broker-dealers, the lenders out there, they should absolutely manage risk appropriately. Now, we know that GameStop got hammered today. AMC was down big too. The entire stock market, for that matter, was seeing big losses. Basically anywhere, small to mid-cap stocks, you were seeing losses anywhere from 5% all the way up to 15+% on stocks like GameStop. Now, this is a very difficult day to stomach, and the volatility is kicking up. Now, these warnings are not necessarily for short squeezes. You know, Mullen Audio is doing very well right now, and some people are saying it's squeezing, some people are just saying it's a run-up. That's another story. We can get into that at a different time. But what we're seeing right now is a decline in price for AMC, a decline in price for GameStop, a decline in price across the board for all these small to mid-cap stocks, and even the mega caps are falling as well, just not as in a strong way as the small and mid caps are. But it's absolutely picking up volatility, and I do think that throughout this week, it could be even more severe. Why? Because the Fed meeting on Wednesday, the announcement surrounding interest rates and inflation that everybody has been looking forward to. Now, we expect an interest rate increase. We expect a 25 basis point increase. That means interest rates could go up 0.25%. Now, there's some people, analysts out there expecting a 50 basis point increase or a half a percentage point increase in the interest rates. Now, what does this mean for investors? What does this mean for volatility? And what does this mean for the future prices of stocks like AMC and GameStop and really stocks across the board? Because the entire market has been taking a very brutal hit lately. Now, we do know that rising interest rates and rising inflation are bad for stocks. If you can make more money elsewhere, people tend to go to those safer assets like bonds and CDs and savings accounts. If inflation is rising, technically, we could see companies making less money and therefore earnings could fall as well. And that would be bad for really for everything in the market, both the earnings for the company and the investors. But I want to make sure I word this correctly. When the announcement comes out Wednesday, even if expectations are met in the sense that the Federal Reserve comes up with a 25 basis point increase, that's not what everybody's going to be looking at. Everybody's going to be looking at the forward-looking statement and the future guidance from the Federal Reserve. And this could absolutely cause a lot of volatility, both to the upside or to the downside. And I truly believe that's why we're seeing these warnings here on the on the Bloomberg terminal towards these different brokers, is because volatility will increase. Think of it like an earnings report, but an earnings report for the entire market. Ahead of an earnings release, conservative investors typically take a step back. That's what we've been seeing for quite some time now. The conservative investors have pulled their money out of the stock market in hopes and expectations that the volatility is going to be kicking up because of interest rate and inflation. Now, once we've got this announcement, if it's good news, we could absolutely see the stock market rebound and rebound quickly. If it's bad news, we could see a continuation of the downside action that we've been seeing for the last 4 months. So yes, there is a lot riding on this announcement. And briefly, let's talk about what good news versus what bad news might look like. Either way, if we have a 25 or 50 basis point increase, I don't think investors are going to be looking too much towards that. It's this future guidance. If we get some guidance that says, well, you know what, inflation does seem to be running wild. You know what, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this under control. You know what, we don't know how bad it's going to get. Clearly, these are paraphrases, right? But if we get some guidance like that from the Federal Reserve, we could see a continued decline in AMC. We could see a continued decline in GameStop. We could absolutely see a continued decline in the overall market. If we've got some hawkish news out there that the Fed is now bullish, you know what? Inflation is pretty high, but it seems to be slowing. You know what? Inflation is pretty high, but I think we've got it under control. You know what? I do think that throughout the rest of the year, if we slowly increase interest rates, we're going to be able to get inflation near our target inflation rate. Guys, that would be great news. And I absolutely believe that we might not see a full recovery because of everything that's going on in Russia as well. But at least a lot of those interest rate and inflation fears will subside a little bit, and that conservative money could start to flow back in. That is going to be one of the biggest indicators that the market is turning. When we see the conservative money starting to flow back in, even to AMC and GameStop and really any stocks for that matter, since everything is down. But that conservative money is going to be a very, very great indicator of when the stock market is turning around and when we could see things rise again. I want to know what you guys think though. Just get your Fed expectations down in the comments below. Good news, bad news. Let me know what you think is going to come out of their mouths. Let us know down there. Guys, I don't know, have some fun with it. If that button right there is still red, make sure to click it, subscribe to the channel, join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. ClayBro883 on Twitter and Instagram. We will BinanceGeminiCrypto.com in the description below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.